Hey guys, back again with another video. Probably won't be able to do these little porch chats for too much longer as the season changes. Woke up this morning, it was about 40 degrees. So we're definitely getting cooler over here in Montana. But I thought I would, while I can, sit here and do another chat. I want to talk about something that is really coming up lately in the last probably day or so, and that's the UK digital ID. Funny enough, timing wise, I wanted to share a story with you that happened to me a couple weeks ago. Probably maybe 7 years ago, when I was at the prime of my career and doing really well, I decided to invest some money, not a lot, but enough, play around. I downloaded the Robinhood app, and I was actually made some really smart investments. I had invested in SiriusXM. It was, I think, $5 a share. And I also had invested in Twitter, when it was Twitter at the time, and the Cash App. And they were all doing really well. I think from the time that I had bought those shares until the time where I had to sell them off because I was starting to go through some really rough times, I think I made about $600, which again, isn't a ton of money, but just for some small investments, I thought it was pretty significant. So fast forward till now, I had the app, and when I did it again, I was going through some kind of crazy times, and I've always had in the back of my mind, gosh, did I sell all of the stocks that I, had invested in? And so I went in, I tried to get into the app, and I couldn't remember my password, which, we all have dealt with that probably before. And so I do the little email thing, send it to my email. Well, it sends it to my email. I click the link. Then it wants to send another secure, numbers to my phone. Well, my phone number has changed since I was on that app. So I said, oh man, that's a bummer. So I finally click on something. It takes me to this whole other thing where you can submit all your information, and then it wants some selfies. Okay. Those of you that don't know, I'm not against technology, but I'm very cautious of my information. But I really wanted to get into this app to see if I had anything sitting in there. So it wanted a picture of my of an ID and some selfies. Okay, so I clinched up a little bit, took a picture of my passport, and did the selfie. And then it says, turn to the side. Okay, it wants my left side. Then it wants my right side. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I do not like this at all. But, I understand they need to make sure it's me. I've given them my passport, picture of that, and now that. Still won't let me in. It says I need to contact their help center. So I cue myself to be in line for a phone call. And about a few minutes later, I get my phone call, and it's some woman calling from San Francisco. And immediately I can't really understand what she's saying. And I explained my situation, that I am living in a different state now and I haven't used the app for a while. I don't even want to trade. All I want to do is go in and see if I have any lingering, stocks, or I honestly don't think there's money in there, but I wanted to check. I wanted to be able to clear it out. So she says, okay, I need this information. She asked me all my information. And finally she says, okay, so I'm going to need you to send me more pictures of yourself. And I'm thinking, listen, I just gave you all my information that proved it's me. I mean, how would I know all the numbers that are already in that account if it wasn't me? I've sent you a picture of my passport. I've given you my biometrics by, doing this. And you want more pictures of me. And she was basically like, if you don't send those pictures, I can't help you. And I won't do it. I was like, you know what? I know I'm not a millionaire, but I don't care what the money is sitting in there. This is just not worth it to me. And more frustrating when I got off the phone, it wasn't even about the money sitting in that account. It was the fact that I was not able to prove that I'm me by all the information I sent to them. And that was a little concerning. And so this whole UK, digital ID thing that came up, I thought, wow, it's not just the government that's going to require this. If you say that we had digital IDs here and she just said, oh, send over your digital ID, you're now sending that digital ID to various companies all around who knows where that now have all that data about you. It's not just our government. And so I know a lot of people think, well, it's our pictures are everywhere. You take your picture at the DMV or whatever. And yes, you do. But out of my own curiosity, I wondered why you actually have to go in and do an actual photo for digital ID. And here's what I came up with. So apparently, it's not so much the camera. It's not the image it's taking. The digital ID is connected to a software that immediately captures all of your biometric information. And it's built into the camera. So it's not like, when you go to the DMV and they take your picture and then they download it into something that they can print on a card. This is a camera that is taking in your information right away. It has the ability to what's called anti-spoofing. So it has infrared and 3D sensors that can tell if you are wearing a mask or something that is altering your face. And it's just insane to me to think that that's where we have gotten. Like in our world, we are so overpopulated, or that many people are misrepresenting their identities that we need to do this. The Real ID, that was a big deal. I didn't do it. I won't do it as long as I don't have to. A lot of people don't realize with the Real IDs is that when you choose to have a Real ID over a driver's license, that it's now a federal owned ID. You don't even have a state ID. It's a federal owned ID. And it clearly states on there that they can do and use it for whatever purpose they need to use it for. So you've given up a lot of limitations by getting the Real ID. And then again, a passport photo. I recently got mine because I'm going to be flying and I didn't want to get my Real ID. So I went to the post office. Their camera broke that day. So I ended up having to go to a little photocopy store that does them. And as she's taking it, she just gets out a little digital camera and takes a picture of me up against a white wall. And I thought to myself, this is a picture that allows me to leave the country, and it's literally being taken from a lady in a photocopy store. No biometric camera, no nothing like that. It's good for 10 years, and you can fly with it. So I would highly suggest for anybody out there who has not done the Real ID, or even if you have done the Real ID, I do believe, it's my understanding, that you can reject it and get your driver's license back if you wanted it. I know some states don't allow it. Here in Montana, it's an option. They actually also just implemented digital IDs if you wished. But I would highly suggest having your passport and get it now before it turns into, having to have a special photo taken and all that stuff, because it's just a regular digital photo. And I know a lot of people probably watching this are like, what is the big deal? Why do people care so much about these? Well, it's the same thing I always think about with everything that happens, is people are always going to not see something as a big deal until it does this, right? Till it knocks on your door, till it affects something that is important to you. And it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time until that happens. I gotta tell you, I haven't seen anything about these UK digital IDs that are positive. I haven't seen people be like, oh, wow, this is great. I don't have to, worry about carrying a card around, an extra card in my wallet. I just have it on my phone. It's going to be fantastic. I haven't heard any. I mean, have you guys? I don't know. I just thought I'd share that with you guys. The timing of that, the trying to just get into an account I have that apparently I'm not allowed to without giving up, everything I own and fingerprint and skin sample and whatever else. Yeah, those days of calling and giving them your password name or your code number or whatever, it's over with. So you guys better be prepared to, go in now, get into your accounts, stuff you have lingering out there, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to get harder and harder to get into that and, close accounts or get out of it what you need to get out of it or whatever. And I think over time, a lot of us have that. We have old, photo bucket things we've done online with photos we may want to get, and you don't know your password. Oh, you're going to have to send over all your information, all your face. It's crazy. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you guys, and I hope everyone's doing well. Take care.